So it is time for the final wrap up of 2025, December. God, I don't know how I feel because this year has been awful. But like, I'm always anxious for a new year because like, what if it gets worse? Hopefully that won't happen. We'll see. Time will tell. Time for a wrap up. As always, we're gonna start with the categories. This one I went with Dance Moms quotes. I've been down a huge Dance Moms rabbit hole lately. I've been listening to Back to the Bar almost every day. I have been watching Dance Moms almost every day. It's really hard for me to watch past season 2 because I think season 1 and 2 are like the best of Dance Moms. But I do want to like rewatch the whole series. I have seen the whole series once before, but I want to rewatch it. And I kind of want to watch the new era. Anyway, I have Dance Moms quotes. So starting off the bottom, like when Abby is yelling at Christy and she's calling Chloe a sneak, she's like, "Your kid's a little sneak." That's bottom. By the way, these are like my favorite quotes or like iconic quotes and like how I think of them. "Your kid's a little sneak." Ooh. And then after that we have "Save your tears for the pillow." Not as bad as a sneak, not as bad as calling a child a little snake, but not great either. And then like medium, I did "Those legs are as straight as Elton John." Like I feel like that is such an iconic Dance Moms quote. It's just not my favorite, but it's like fundamental Dance Moms. Like whenever you think of Dance Moms, I think of that quote after these other two. For second, I have "I hope I can still dance." When Vivi cut her finger on her mom's ring and she's like, "I cut my finger on my mom's ring. I hope I can still dance." Vivi Ann, icon, queen, she saved that show. Like her one-liners in season 1 and 2, she would put even Christy and Kelly to shame. And then of course, the most iconic line in all of Dance Moms, and one of my personal favorites, "Get your finger out of my face." Did you not just sit here and say that my daughter looks miserable, so maybe we should put Kalani in her place? No, I never said that. Yes, you most certainly did. No, I didn't, Demonbad. Listen! I said, "Brooke, is your mother speaking for you? Do you want to be here? Get your finger out of my face. Girls, out the room. Girls, out the room. Maddie, you too. You're insane." No, I'm not insane. You're eating my face. I am like so fucking brain rotted. I hate it. I love it and I hate it at the same time. Anyway, let's get started. We're gonna start off with the classics, but as you might be seeing here, one of our classics is missing. I didn't play Dead by Daylight all this month. No, I'm feeling a little empty on the inside. I was just so busy this month, and like what little time I did have, I didn't want to spend it brain rotting on Dead by Daylight because Dead by Daylight is the most brain rotting game I've ever fucking played in my life, and I love it. It's my favorite game ever, but I also fucking hate it. So I needed a break from Dead by Daylight. So Dead by Daylight is not on this list. But for the other classics, I mean, we have K-pop Demon Hunters, Get Your Finger Out of My Face. I still love this movie so much. It's so good. I need to watch it. It's like already January 5th and I haven't seen it yet this year. That's kind of ridiculous. Other classics. I think the only other one is Clues by Morgan Abshar and Kaylin Moore. I Hope I Can Still Dance. Again, I'm feeling a little burnt out on Clues. I'm not avoiding it like I was last month. I don't reach for it. Now, what I do reach for is Back to the Bar by Chris St. Kelly, Get Your Finger Out of My Face. Like I said, I have been listening to that literally every day while I'm doing my chores or getting ready in the morning or whatever. On my drive to work, I'm listening to Back to the Bar. I just, ooh. It's so good, it's so funny, and they're going over the iconic lines. If you haven't seen Back to the Bar or listened to Back to the Bar, I highly recommend it if you're a Dance Moms fan at all. It's so good. You get to relive Dance Moms and also get some behind the scenes stuff and get some stuff that like kind of gives more context to certain things, if you know what I mean. Let's do this one because this was also a redo. This is Head Case by Onley James, Get Your Finger Out of My Face. I listened to this in audiobook form this month because I got a free audiobook from the Onley James website, so I got Head Case because it's my favorite Onley James book, hence why it's in Get Your Finger Out of My Face. Head Case is my favorite of her books. It is book 4, I believe, in the Necessary Evils series. The Necessary Evils series follows this adoptive brothers who are all adopted by this, like, basically, like, Bruce Wayne levels rich guy named Thomas Mulvaney. And what all the brothers have in common is that they are psychopaths. They are diagnosed psychopaths, and the reason that they were adopted by Thomas is because of this. Because he has been secretly training them to basically wipe out all the bad in society, all of the people that the justice system couldn't put away. It's like Batman, like they do it in secret, they don't advertise it to the people. And like I said, Headcase is book 4, and this follows one of the twins. There is a set of twins in this family, and the twins are like known for being very close, always near each other. They are Asa and Avi, and this one follows Asa, who is known as like the more dominant of the two twins. He's the one who really takes charge and takes the lead of the two. Thomas thinks that the twins need to spend some time apart so they don't become completely 100% codependent on each other. That kind of backfires on him and not in the way he expected, but... So Asa stays in the hometown. They all live in the same like fucking hometown. But Asa is staying in the hometown, and Avi is like going to the other side of the country to help with another mission. But while Asa is in his hometown alone, like basically fucking brooding like a teenager that his dad sent his brother away. The two grown men having full temper tantrums, mind you. He runs into a wannabe crime reporter named Zane. And Zane is doing, let's just say Zane is doing whatever it takes to get the scoop. So he ends up at Asa's house, and he overhears a conversation between Asa and his brother-in-law, Jericho. So he follows Asa to this cabin in the woods and sees him dismembering a body. And let's just say, like, Asa is like, okay, well, we're gonna have to figure this out, because, like, I'm not gonna unalive you, but obviously I can't let you go either. Thankfully for Zane, Asa's dad, Thomas, gives him an assignment where he needs a reporter, he needs an investigator, so he's like, hey, come here. This is my favorite of the Necessary Evil series. I love the Necessary Evil series. It's truly one of my favorite series of all time. I love Onley James writing. I think she writes amazing, dark romances. She writes some of my favorite books. I remember reading Unhinged, which is the first book in the series, for the first time, and I read it in one sitting. I could not put that book down. But like I said, Headcase is my favorite out of all the books. It is the one I revisit the most whenever she writes bonuses, because she writes a lot of bonuses, so like follow her Patreon, because she writes a lot of bonuses you can read on there. Whenever she writes a bonus with the couple in this book, I get super excited. I don't think they're my favorite couple, but it's my favorite book. Because like the bonuses, they would be my favorite couple if it wasn't for all those bonuses, because the bonuses have me loving Atticus and Jericho from book 3 the most. This is still my favorite book. So yeah, I liked it. I listened to it in audiobook form. Was not my favorite, mostly because I think it was single narration, which I understand. Not every book can have dual narration or a full cast, but like it just kind of brought me out of it at some points. It was hard to decipher who was talking. Another book I read this month is called Dear Door. This is a comic manhwa, I think, or maybe it was a webtoon, I don't know. And I don't really understand what it was about. It's like, this guy's a cop, but then his like body is the doorway for a demon, but the only way that the demon can use the doorway to get between Earth and Hell is to with the cop. The cop is like, gross, ew. But the demon's like, listen, I don't like it either, but we gotta do what we gotta do. I didn't really understand what's going on. I'm not really interested in reading any more of it. I didn't really like it. Your Kid's a Little Snake. I didn't like it. I'm not interested in reading anymore. If I do ever have, I doubt I will, but if I do ever have the inclination to read more, I probably am just gonna like try to 7 C's it. Something else I didn't like this month was Wicked. I watched the Wicked movie with my best friend, and me and her both did not like it. I was playing Pokemon, and she was like coloring or knitting or sewing, or I don't know what she was doing. She was doing some crafting. She's a crafter. Anyway, I played Pokemon, she did that. We had Wicked playing in the background, and we still didn't like it. Like, it was alright background noise, I guess. It's not Your Kid's a Little Snake, but it is Save Your Tears for the Pillow. It just wasn't good. I'm not really looking forward to watching the next one. I do want to watch the next one just because I want to know how it ends. I've never seen Wicked the play. I don't know what the musical is about. I've never read the books, so I just want to know how it ends. Which, yeah, I could look it up online, but it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world if I just watched it, so I'll watch it probably. I have the Taylor Swift little golden book. My dad got me this because I'm such a huge fan of Taylor Swift, so he got me this as a Christmas gift. Those looks are straight as Elton John. I mean, it was like a little golden book. It wasn't really anything to read. I read it in like 2 minutes. I liked it. I enjoyed it. I did add it to my Goodreads tracker, so there's not really much to say about it. Let's just finish up books. I have The Cinnamon Bun Bookstore by Laurie Gilmore. This can go and Save Your Tears for the Pillow. This is the second book in the Dream Harbor series, I believe it's called. And basically it just is a bunch of small town romances, and it follows like all these like different shop owners. Like the first one was the Pumpkin Spice Cafe. This one was the Cinnamon Bun Bookstore. The next one is like the Christmas Tree Farm or some shit. Yeah, they're alright. They're pretty good. I feel like they are trying to take I'm only saying this because this is like one of my favorite small town romances of all time, but they're trying to take the vibes of It Happened One Summer, but they don't really pull it off well, because I think at least these two have been like big city people falling in love with small town people, like It Happened One Summer. I don't know. It very much reads like a Hallmark movie, but not one of the better Hallmark movies. What am I saying? It very much reads as a Hallmark movie, period. We have Two Can Play. This is a book by Ali Hazelwood, but I believe it's like an audiobook only. However, one of my coworkers told me that pretty soon it will be a published book. So I listened to this before I knew that. If you know me at all, you know I don't like audiobooks. The only reason I listen to audiobooks is if I'm rereading a book, hence head case. But I don't really listen to new books on audio, but this one was only available on audio as far as I knew at the time. So I decided to listen to it, and I really liked it. It's Get Your Finger Out of My Face. I loved this one so much. My thing with Ali Hazelwood is I love her books, but they all feel very much the same. And this one also feels very much the same, but I think it's because it was like a new setting. It wasn't a woman in STEM. It was a woman in video gaming. I liked it a lot better. And again, I think listening to it in audio, just like, I don't know, it was a nice experience. I didn't hate it. And I usually don't like audiobooks. We're gonna get the last non-game thing out of the way. I listened to AM by Arctic Monkeys. This is the only album by them I listened to all the way through fully, but it's like one of my favorite albums of all time. I listened to it a lot. You remember how I'm like really big into Alex Warren for when I'm reading? I'm also really big into this album while I'm reading. I Hope I Can Still Dance for that one. It's not my favorite, but I do really like that one a lot. Some of my favorite songs on it are mainly Call Me When You're High, I Want to Be Yours, yeah. So then we have video games. We have my Switch games because, as you know, I did mod my 3DS, so I've been playing on that a bunch. We have Animal Crossing Wild World. Fuck this, your kid's a snake. I hate Animal Crossing games. I don't understand why I continue to torture myself with them. Like, New Horizons came out, I hated it, I tortured myself. And now I'm trying to torture myself playing Wild World. Why can't I just leave well enough alone? Like, why do I have to do this to myself? I think the rest are Pokemon games. So the rest are Pokemon games. We have Pokemon X. Pokemon X was the first game I played through when I got my 3DS. It's not my first Pokemon game, that is Pearl. But Pokemon X was my first game I played through on my 3DS. It's honestly, guys, I know this is controversial. Pokemon X is kind of one of my favorites. I don't know if it's like the nostalgia factor, but I love Pokemon X so much. I Hope I Can Still Dance. I'm replaying through it again, and I'm just having the time of my life. I will say I'm getting a little annoyed I can't customize my character right away, but we'll get there eventually. And then we have Pokemon Omega Ruby, Get Your Finger Out of My Face. This is probably my favorite Pokemon game as of now. I will like to preference, I have not played the Legends games yet, either one, Arceus or ZA. I don't have those as a point of reference, but as for like traditional Pokemon games, Omega Ruby, Alpha Sapphire are like my two favorites. I love those ones so much. I think they're so fun. They're also my favorite to shiny hunt in because yes, I'm one of those crazy shiny hunters. So far, well, I used to have an entire PC box full of shinies. And then again, like the crazy person I am, I deleted them all and started over because I'm sane. I'm okay mentally. I'm doing great, thank you for asking. So I started over, and in Oros already, in this 1 month, I got a shiny Carvana, which was a random encounter. And then I got a shiny Numel horde hunting. So I don't know what I'm going for next. That's always my least favorite part about shiny hunting is like picking your next target because I never know which one I want to do. So any suggestions? I do, if you want to see like my shinies as I get them, I usually post my shinies the day of or the day after on my TikTok and Instagram and Lemonade, so if you want to check those out. Then we have Sapphire. I'm currently soft resetting for Trico and Sapphire. Those legs are a shade as Ellen John. I haven't played Sapphire before. I obviously haven't played it yet because I'm soft resetting for Shiny Trico. I mean, the soft resets are fine. They're kind of annoying because I have to push 4 buttons at once, so like my hands kind of have to form claws, but... And then the last DS game I have is Heart Gold. We are going to do Get Your Finger Out of My Face only because I was soft resetting in Heart Gold. I want a Chikorita, but in under 1,000 encounters, mind you, I got a shiny Cyndaquil. And the odds are 1 in 8,196. Or 92. Yeah, it's 1 in 8,192. And I got a shiny Cyndaquil in like 800. Her name is Pepperoni. She is my pride and joy. And yes, it was a shiny female Cyndaquil. Beat that. Again, if you want to see Pepperoni, go follow me on TikTok and Instagram and Lemonade. Let's do the other Pokemon game that I have on here, Pokemon Let's Go Eevee. The thing with Pokemon Let's Go Eevee, I had a ton of shinies and I completed my Pokedex. I had the shiny charm and everything. And then I reset it all. I did save my Mew. I did save my Mew because I had the Mew from having the Pokeball controller. So Mew is saved, but everyone else got deleted. Those looks are Strays Elton John. I remember when I first played the Let's Go games, they were so fun, but I think that was the novelty of them. Now that I'm replaying through them, they're kind of annoying as hell. We have What Do You Meme Family Edition. I hope I can still dance. What Do You Meme's fine. I liked it. I'm not the biggest board game fan, so take that as you will. We have I Should Have Known That. I Should Have Known That is basically like a obvious answer challenge, but like they're questions that like have obvious answers, but you also can't think of them like in the spur of the moment. It makes you aggravated as hell, but it's fun. And I also like the scorekeeping system of this one. The scorekeeping system is like everyone starts at like 30 points, I think. And you go down and you subtract until someone gets to 0. I really like that. I think that's so unique and fun. I Should Have Known That. Those legs are straight Elton John. Just because it goes by very fast, because at least my family is a bunch of dumbasses, so like we played for 5 minutes. We have Coup. Coup is a social deception game. It is probably one of, if not my favorite board game of all time. You know what, just for that reason alone, I'm gonna put that in Get Your Finger Out of My Face. Again, I'm not a huge board game person, so for me to love Coup as much as I do, even for a board game, I feel like deserves that spot. Again, it's a social deception game. There's like a bunch of different characters that you can have, and they each have special abilities, but you can lie about what characters you have. It's really fun. I highly recommend it. I would say it's about a medium-ish game to learn. I would recommend watching someone else play, like on YouTube or something, before you play, just to understand what's going on. It's definitely one of those games like you kind of learn as you play. We have Donkey Kong Bonanza. I was nice to myself this Christmas and I got myself a Switch 2 and I bought a bunch of games. I haven't played really any of them yet besides Donkey Kong Bonanza, but I'm so excited to. But I was really liking Donkey Kong Bonanza when I was like playing it. I would say that is I Hope I Can Still Dance. I didn't get too into the story. I've been super busy this month. The holidays have just been hectic. I felt like I've been moving non-stop. I played a little bit of Donkey Kong Bonanza, and what I did play of Donkey Kong Bonanza, I thoroughly was enjoying and loving it myself. We have House of Ashes. This is a Dark Pictures anthology game by the same people who made Until Dawn and The Quarry. This is the last of the supermassive horror choose your own adventure games I think that me and my best friend have played. Me and her, we usually like to play these games together. We always end up killing everyone, so we're not very good at it, but we like it. Again, this is the last one of the ones that we've had to play together, and I don't want to count my chickens before they hatch. But I will say, if this one keeps going the way it is at the moment, I think we're about halfway through it. So if this one keeps going the way it is at the moment, this does have the potential to be our favorite. I don't want to speak for her, but at least me, my favorite of the Dark Pictures anthology. It's not going to beat The Quarry or Until Dawn, because like this is basically half of what those two games are. But of the Dark Pictures games, which are Man of Medan, Little Hope, House of Ashes, and The Devil in Me, this one has the potential to be my favorite, and I think her favorite too. It has Ashley Tisdale in it, which is kind of scary. And then also Ashley Tisdale's husband is, like, not her real husband, like, she has a husband in the game, and he is hot as hell. And then she cheats on him, and I was like, girl, what are you cheating on? Like, let's get some perspective. I'm awful. I'm sorry. Don't listen to me. Like, please don't listen to anything I ever have to say again. But I do really like that. I'm gonna say I Hope I Can Still Dance. Obviously, I don't have the full story yet, so I don't feel comfortable ranking it higher than that. But as of what I've played so far, I've really enjoyed it. Now, like I said, I haven't played the full story yet. It does have the room to disappoint me, because it did when we played Little Hope. That one was very disappointing in my opinion. Fuck that game, basically. I hated Little Hope. And then the last thing I have on this tier list is Resident Evil, the original, not the original, but the remake of the original. Resident Evil 9 comes out in a month. I have my pre-order in at GameStop. I am so excited. I literally took the day off work when Resident Evil 9 comes out, because bitch, we're not doing anything that day. We're gonna be busy. We're busy bees that day. But I have the original Resident Evil here. I've been trying to play as much as I can. This one is Save Your Tears for the Pillow though, because I fucking hate those third-person angles. Oh my god, they're a pain in the ass. I hate them. They're horrible, they're clunky, I don't like them. I like being able, I know it auto aims, but I like being able to aim. I don't know how many games that I have to play like this. I think 3, but maybe 4. Because I know it's this one and 0, and then Code Veronica. But I think Revelations might, but I'm not positive. I would like it so much better if it didn't have that fucking third person shooting. I'm sorry, I can't stand it. But that is the tier list. Look, oh my god, look, there's, oh, not quite. And I will say we are very top heavy here. Like, a lot are in Get Your Finger Out of My Face. I guess everyone just stepped it up. It was the last month of the year. They just had to bring it. But anyway, that is it for this video. I am gonna film one mega video of like my top 10, my bottom 5 of like movies, TV shows, books, everything this year. It's all gonna be just one video though. So I haven't filmed that one yet. I am gonna get started on it soon. I do have to like map out what the top 10 and bottom 5 are still, so we'll see. But I do plan on doing that. But that is all I have for today.